Hey everyone, welcome to our Thursday video for week 1 of January curriculum. Before we get going on today's lesson, go ahead and get your body warmed up. Jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups, front-ups, getting the stretch in your legs, and then finish up with 30 seconds of mountain climbers or jogging with high knees or even holding a plank, something like that. You decide what you want to do. Ready, set, go. Okay guys, first thing we're going to be going over today is learning a proper punching form. Now, our natural instinct when we're in danger is to ball up our fist and go to town, right? But unfortunately, punches are only effective when we do them properly, and most people don't know how to punch with good form. They just kind of start wailing and hitting and not really knowing what to do. And if you punch something or someone very hard without the proper form, or even with the proper form, there's a strong likelihood that you could break bones in your hand, maybe even in your wrist, all right? So we're going to talk about proper punching form today. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but we'll show you. And then if you have some pads at home that you can practice on, you'll practice on that, all right? So first thing is getting a proper fist, okay? That means you close your fingers down as tight as you can into your palm. If you have long fingernails, that makes it hard. So good martial artist keeps their nails trim and short, okay? So they're not digging into your own palms. Then you want to take your thumb and wrap it around in front of your fingers, okay? A lot of people will make a fist like this with their thumb inside. And that's a terrible habit because if you hit something, it could really damage your thumb and thumb joint. So, fingers first, then thumb wraps around in front of the fingers. Not up here. You don't want to go up on top of the fingers, but you want to go down in front of the palm, in front of your fingers, all right? Then comes the point of contact on your punch, okay? If you'll notice, if you try to squeeze something, your pinky and your ring fingers cannot squeeze very tight. They're not very strong. The stronger part of your hand is going to be these two knuckles, okay? So the pointer finger and middle finger knuckles are what you want to lead that punch, right? Now, everyone's fist is shaped a little bit different. Mine kind of has this curve to it. Some people's fists are nice and straight across. But you still want these two knuckles taking the impact of the punch, because the way the bones in your arm are lined up is your bone, this is your radius, okay, comes from here, and that can take the impact. Your ulna is out here. It's a smaller, not as thick, not as strong of a bone, and when you hit out here, your hand has a tendency to turn, and then you get all sorts of messed up in there, right? So you want to have as straight a line as possible coming down your arm all the way out to those punching knuckles right there, so that when you go to hit something, those knuckles are taking the impact, okay? So just so you can see that point of contact, one thing you can do to help you develop those muscles to keep your arm straight as you're punching, keep your wrist straight, is you can do push-ups on your knuckles, or even just hold the push-up position and keep the weight of your body on those knuckles. We have a tendency to let our wrist relax and then we lean on these knuckles, and that's not the strength we want, and it's never going to be as strong as it would be if you train holding your weight to take the impact on those punching knuckles. Again, that's the pointer finger and middle finger knuckles that you want to take the impact on, okay? So now that we've covered that and you know how to make a proper fist, when you go to punch from your ready stance, the thing you want to avoid is going like this and then punching, because the person that you may be defending yourself from will be able to see that. When you go like this, they can duck out of the way. The good punch is going to be quick, and it's going to come from right here. It's going to go straight out, and then you come right back to your ready stance. Straight out and come back. Straight out and come back. All right? You don't want to have your fist straight up and down like this. A little bit of an angle if it's turned like that, or straight up and down, just not like this. All right, that's a different kind of hit. Okay, so either straight out or a little bit of an angle is fine, but we don't have to worry about that detail today. Proper fist comes straight out and straight back, straight out and straight back. Today I really just want to focus on getting that proper fist technique and making contact with those two big knuckles from the pointer finger and the middle finger. That's where you want to make contact. All right, so just take a little bit of time. Even if you stand in front of a mirror going like this, okay, you can start with your hands open, punch and come back, punch and come back. You can practice this to make sure you're getting good contact. As you get better with that form, then you can practice hands open, 1, 2, 1. Sometimes it gets a little confusing trying to do the open close thing. So if you want to have your fists closed to start with, just make sure you're always keeping your hands up to cover and avoiding this. You don't want to punch and drop, punch and drop. We call that swimming, and that leaves you open to counter punches if you don't have your hands up. So you want to go straight out, straight back, straight out, straight back. All right? Proper punching form. Work on that, squeezing nice and tight, thinking about those knuckles. Practice holding maybe a push-up position on those big knuckles. Don't let your hands bend down like that and go on your pinkies. Try to keep your pinkies off the ground when you're holding that, all right? That's proper punching technique. All right, next thing we're going to go over today is a rear kick. Rear kick has the same 4 parts as the front kick and pivot front kick and side kick. We've got chamber, kick, retract, back to balance. Now, just like anything, when we're striking to the rear, when we're striking behind, the first thing we need to do is look, right? We don't want to kick our dog. We don't want to kick our grandma or our mom or our siblings. So you've always got to look over the shoulder. And remember, it's not a turn and look. It's just look out of the corner of your eye, because you need to be able to respond quickly. Here's where those 4 parts come in. You look over your shoulder, chamber, kick straight back, retract, back to balance. All right, it's that simple. In order to be able to kick straight back, you don't have to kick super high, but the further you lean forward, the easier it is to kick high, okay? But again, when you're kicking behind you, you're not aiming for the head. You're aiming for the main body, okay? So again, it's chamber, kick, retract, back to balance. Okay, it's important that you look out of the corner of your eye to see a target. If you don't see a target and you just go, well, there's a good chance you'll miss. You got to look over that shoulder, practice the 4 parts, kick, retract, back to balance. So here's how I want you guys to practice that today. I want you to find something to hold on to, whether that's a helper, hold in your hand, or if you just hold on to the back of a chair or a couch or something. I want you to practice those 4 parts. You need to be able to lean forward a little bit so that you can keep your toes pointing straight down at the floor. You don't want to go like this. That turns into kind of a side kick, but not really. Okay, so make sure you keep your toes pointed down at the floor, straight back, coming back in, and back to balance. So I want you to practice those 4 parts slowly on each side 10 times, and that'll be it for rear kicks today. Ready, set, go. All right, guys, next thing we're going to go over today is our low blocks. All right, last video we did the high blocks, okay? And in the past we've done outside, inside. All of these blocks are falling within our rectangle of safety. Now, low blocks are protecting our lower body, our abdomen, our belly, okay? The important thing is anytime you use a block, you need to keep your arms inside that rectangle of safety. It becomes unsafe when you swing an arm outside. If your arms come out here at all, you're outside of the safety, you're not protecting yourself well, and there's a good chance that you could get hit. All right, so just like with any of our blocks, we want to start in our ready position, okay? Low block, really pretty easy. If someone is punching at our belly, okay, I'll punch right at the belly. You just need to not let it get to your belly, okay? The way we like to do that is take one hand and draw a half circle down in front of your belly. Stop right at the bottom, because now this side of my arm is what's taking the impact and pushing the punch over to the side. Okay, so now the punch is going that way. It's not getting my belly anymore. But I want to be sure that I go down and then come straight back up, right? Because if I go like this, down and out, oh no, I'm outside the rectangle of safety. This whole side of my body is open to get hit again, especially if they're fast, right? So it's down and then come right back up the same way. Down and then come right back up the same way. So it's the pinky side of your arm that hits their hand as it's coming in and pushes it off to the side this way. Okay? So down, stop right at the bottom and come right back up the same way. Down, stop right at the bottom and come right back up the same way. Okay? Really focus on not going like this, right? We're not going swimming, or I don't know what else you would call that, okay? But it's down and back up, staying within that rectangle of safety, okay? If you have a helper, whether that's a parent or sibling, someone who's able to help you out, I would like them to throw just very slow punches towards your belly so that you can practice feeling that stop at the bottom and then come right back up. Just because now there's something coming at you doesn't mean you need to swing wild, right? You only need that power to stop, get it offline from your belly, and then come right back up to that ready position, okay? Those are low blocks. Spends a few minutes practicing those. Ready, set, go. All right, guys, so today on our focus sheet, we're actually going to start at the bottom. We're going to start with number 5. Number 5 on our sheet is learning to set goals and achieve them. So something I would like you guys to do is to think about a goal. A goal is something you would like to accomplish. It's something you'd like to do. Maybe it could be a goal like being able to do 10 push-ups without your knees or your belly touching the ground, right? Or being able to do a kicking combination like front kick, side kick, rear kick without falling over. Or it could be something like keeping your room clean for a whole week by picking it up every night and not having to do a big cleaning at the end of the week, right? So there's lots of different things that you could have as a goal. Even like at school. Some kids at school, like they do this thing where you get to clip up for good behavior. Make it a goal to at least clip up 1 time every day or something, right? Or make it through a day without clipping down at all. It's not, some kids struggle with that, right? And so that's okay. I want you to think of a goal for yourself and set that. And I want you to write it down and bring it into me. If you need your parents to help you write it down, that's okay. But I want you to bring it down so that we can, at the end of the month, say, how are you doing getting towards that goal? Did you get it? Are you still working on it? And we can practice setting a goal and doing the work to achieve it. All right? So that's number 5 on our sheet today. And then as we go through the rest of the month, we'll talk more about the rest of the things on the sheet, but I just want to start with that one today so we could address working on goals from the beginning of this month. All right, we'll see you next time.